Buenas tardes a todos y gracias por estar aquí, por dar su tiempo para este evento que es muy importante para nuestro distrito. We're gathered here this evening for a very important event, the first time we do something like that. And I have to be honest with you, I was really worried that we weren't going to have enough people, that we were going to have a lot of empty tables and a lot of sandwiches to take home tomorrow. So I'm really, really happy to see everybody here. I'm going to start off by doing some very important introductions and then talk a little bit about why we're here and what the purpose is, and then we'll get started with the activities that we're going to be working on today. So first of all, I want to acknowledge and thank all of the individuals that helped put this event together. Our administrative team from central office, my secretary and administrative assistant, Lydia Galvan, in central office that coordinated tablecloths and table decorations and food to make sure that we had a comfortable environment here and that we were set up to be able to meet and greet you and welcome you here. So thank you all so much for all of your hard work, for all the directors and the cabinet that helped put this together. I want to acknowledge, if I can have the superintendent's cabinet raise their hands and acknowledge their presence here. These are some very important people. Principals and assistant principals, raise your hands to be. I want to begin by recognizing a very important group of individuals that without their support and dedication, we would not be able to do the amazing things that we're doing in our district today. So I want to begin by honoring the Honorable Manuel Gonzalez, our board president. Honorable Pepe Ramirez, our board vice president. Ms. Dora Sendejo, our board secretary. We have Mr. Joe Flores, who's one of our board members, Honorable Joe Flores. And our newest member, our Honorable Luis Guevara. Together with myself, the team of 8, we work very hard to really look at our district.
And welcome everyone to this event. It's really special to have all of the family members here for our school district show this great interest in the school district. We'd like to extend a gratitude from I'd like to recognize the Superintendent's Advisory Council up here and the 2 tables down here at the bottom. These are the kids that you parents are here for, and this is what we're here for also. So thank you again for being a part of this very important organization and meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Yes, I hadn't gotten to our students yet. Can I have the superintendents, can you all stand? And my kiddos down here stand. This is part of this group of students I have the honor and privilege of working with them. They are my advisory group. We will be having a follow-up meeting on Friday with them. The last time we met, we had very good dialogue, and they're very, very smart. They know exactly what they want to see in our schools, and they were able to clearly articulate that. So let's give them a round of applause for being here today. Very proud of the work that they do. Thank you guys. Don't be seated. So on your tables, you have a couple of documents. There's an agenda that tells you a little bit a sheet that says District Demographics, State of the District Report. And I'm going to reference this very quickly just to set the Zapata County ISD was rated by TEA as a B district. We have 6 campuses. 2 of our campuses are A campuses, 2 of our campuses are B campuses, and 2 of our campuses are C campuses. I am very proud of the work that's been done to date from our teachers, our administrators, our students. And I think everybody needs to give them a round of applause because it has been a hard journey. To be able to be at this level of performance while coming out of the COVID pandemic is really a testament to the dedication that we have in our campuses and in our classrooms. So I thank you all for all of your hard work and your efforts. But we're not satisfied with that. It's a great place for us to start our journey together. And as a superintendent, I'm very, very proud of this district. This is my home. This is my family. And every day when I practice gratitude, I thank God for the opportunity to lead this beautiful district and to be a part of this family. It's like no other. I've been in many different districts, 6 different districts actually, and nothing compares to being at home amongst family and friends and knowing that everybody in this room, we want the same thing. We want the best for our kids. We want every one of our students to have the opportunity to be at the front of the line, to have access to every opportunity that any kid coming from any school, whether it's in Laredo or the Valley or up north, they deserve that. And whether we are a bilingual student or a student with special needs, every student in our school system deserves to have the opportunity to be successful and to maximize their potential. And that's why we're here today. So that when we're looking at resources and data, everything that we do is for them. It's for the kids sitting here, it's for the kids sitting here, it's for all the kids that are in the daycare right now, playing and coloring. It's for them. That's why we're here. And whatever our differences are, whatever diversity we have within our district, we all want the same thing. We want one united organization that has dedicated their life's work to serving public school districts across the nation. They do work in all different states to help districts align their resources and establish their vision and goals to help them move forward to make sure they provide to be working with them and very excited. This is the first, in my 33 years, the first time that I participate in an event like this. And I have to tell you, I am very, very excited about it. And I hope that you, after you start going through that, feel the excitement as well. So I'm not going to take any more time. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to ask Eli and Gina to come up. Eli and Gina are our plan that will help guide us and lead us into a brighter horizon where we are creating opportunities for all of our students. So I'll turn it over to Eli and Gina. Thank you all so much for being here today.
Good evening. Sorry. Thank you for the welcome, Dr. Trevino. My name is Eli Casaus, and I am an executive coach and facilitator with an organization called Engage to Learn. Dr. Trevino did a nice job kind of summarizing what it is our organization does. Just to give you a little background of who this guy is here standing here talking to you. I am from a small town very similar to Zapata, so I love whenever I get to come work here in Zapata County. I'm excited to be here tonight, not only because I'm passionate about the work of strategic design to move schools forward. But I'm also excited because I'm one of 3 coaches that gets to work with the educators in this district, and I'm here at least once a month working with some of the principals and assistant principals, so I'm even more invested and excited to be here and do this work with your community. As I mentioned, I'm from a small town just south of Albuquerque, New Mexico, so very similar culture to what is here, and so I'm school PE teacher and classroom.
Oh, and we thank you so much for allowing us to be here and to let me know when you can hear me. Everybody in the back hearing okay? Y'all, if this is not the most beautiful sight to see the investment to me and touches me very much as a public educator to see the commitment and the care. I, like Eli and like Dr. T, grew up in a small town and actually served in my small town for 20 years and then went and worked in some other districts. But I've been doing this work now 45 years, and I know you're like, yeah, I can tell that white hair. Yeah, when I let the color grow off, I thought it was going to be salt and pepper, and guess what? It was all salt. So been doing it a long time, but have taught kindergarten literally all the way through college level. Was a longtime school principal, loved that work and loved teaching, and then went into curriculum instruction and actually retired as an assistant superintendent in a district in the Dallas area, Highland Park Schools, as assistant superintendent of curriculum instruction. So we feel honored and privileged. I want you to know that I do think biggest and best crowd ever. Are you not hearing me? Okay, better? It roars. Okay, let's try this. So, that's a big voice, isn't it? So we really believe in looking at this crowd that we don't know that we've ever seen a commitment like this moving forward. And so I think it's so admirable. Yes, give yourself a hand. We think it's so admirable that your superintendent and the leadership and the school board here, thank you so much for being here and your volunteer service to us as public educators, and to have this vision.
Que están aquí, sus propios hijos, y por eso los invitamos para que ustedes sean la voz de sus hijos. Nosotros estamos muy privilegiados de trabajar con una compañía como Engage to Learn. Es una compañía establecida y es una compañía que nos va a crecer a nuestro distrito escolar. Gracias.
As Dr. T said earlier, our organization partners with public schools and works with public schools all across the country. We partner with a little over 300 districts nationwide, and our sole goal is to make every neighborhood school the #1 choice for every family. so that there isn't a need to feel like the private school or the charter school are the better choice. Our neighborhood schools are just as good, if not better, than those schools, and so that is the mission of our company and the work that we do. And we just really want to commend your community for bringing in an organization the leadership team that's going to begin to work on the strategic design so that it is truly what this community wants and so that this leadership of this district can truly serve the community that they've been entrusted to serve. So again, tonight we just ask for your honesty and for you to really make your voice known because your voice is important.
Lo que Eli nos está diciendo es que quiere que seamos transparentes, que seamos honestos. Ellos están aquí para ayudarnos a crecer como distritos. O en las preguntas que ellos nos van a hacer, que les van a hacer a los alumnos, quieren la honestidad de todos nosotros, porque todos queremos mejorar como el distrito de Zapata County Independent.
We're going to be doing a lot of work at your table because this is a really large group. We're going to keep our work at the table level tonight instead of sharing out with the whole group because otherwise we'll tell us how many kids you have here in Zapata County, and just quickly do that at your table.
En sus mesas se van a introducir uno al otro y cuál es cuántos hijos tienen y su
When Eli and them are talking, you've been doing this?
No, I just keep it live.
No, but have you been unmuting it?
No,
But then I can't hear him.
no, pero es esta. This is my camera. No one I'm recording the live.
Well, he's in the process of getting
So this is the work that we're going to be doing tonight. We've already started out with our welcoming introductions. And the next piece of work that we're going to do tonight is we're going to move into the student panel. And then, if you can hear me,
the lead
clap once.
is the piece, the burner.
Thank you. So as we move through the night, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce the student panel, which has already been recognized tonight. But it is, I again have to commend this district because it is very clear that kids are at the center of everything. And so your kids' voices are a part of things, and it's really important. So I'm really glad that we're going to get to take some time to hear from each of these students as the future leaders of this community. From there, we're going to move into looking at what highest hopes are, impact of technology, the skills that we need today talking about the learners.
El plantel de estudiantes. Después vamos a discutir lo que queremos para el futuro de nuestros alumnos, cómo la tecnología impacta la vida, lo que necesitamos para sobrevivir, para ser buenos ciudadanos, la mejor experiencia para aprender, cómo aprendemos en este mundo y cómo mantenernos involucrados.
So the long-term work that we're going to be looking toward, and that all of your feedback that we gather, because this is the launch, your involvement, the community's involvement, the students' involvement. And this is kind of where we are currently. And in looking forward 5 years, we want to look at what our call to action is. What is our vision? What do we have as our highest hopes for all of our learners? Dr. T kind of put it out there that we want to make sure that our students, that the lid is lifted off and any option that they should want to choose, that we as a system have prepared them in such a way that that vision can come true. So then our job as a strategic design team will be to take all of your input and to look at the resources that we have available to us. We will look at then who we have as staff that are able to take care of that and move that forward. And then we'll look at what we need to do in order to reach that call to action. And we'll see then between the current trajectory and where we need to abandon some of those things. So we'll be looking at all of that together. All of our work that we do is really looking at that. It's a backward design, looking at that call to action and thinking about what that vision is that we're looking forward to. This is built off the research of Stephen Covey. And thinking about what are those desired results, which we will get that input from all of your feedback, will determine what will be evidence, what's going to be artifacts, what's going to be proof that we are moving toward that. Actions that everyone in the system, parents as partners, that we can move the work forward. So our timeline over these next few months will be, you can see right now those blue circles, we're right now in the summit because it's very important. We start here where we get all the feedback and information. Code where others who might not have been able to be here, maybe work prohibited them from being here, they can get online and they can also give us feedback. So we're wanting lots and lots of feedback. And then Eli will be back and he'll be working with small groups across the district. We'll start the work because we'll have all of your input, and then we'll begin we'll have a design team that will be representative of Zapata, and we will begin to design and create the work, and then in May, we'll move forward to the lead work, which is around the deployment and how we put those actions into movement and how we move that work forward. So these are the guiding principles. We've talked about some of these as we've been talking tonight, but we always remind ourselves that if it were not for the students, there would really not be a need for us, right? It's all about you and all these students out in the audience that I've gotten to meet tonight, and been such a privilege to get to meet. That's who our focus is about. That's what this meeting is all about. We know that in order to do that, we've got to hear from the community, from the parents, from the people, from the grandparents, from the business owners, from all of those that are investing in the lives of these students. We want to make sure that we're aligning and integrating. We want to stand on the shoulders, because we know some great work has gone on. Man, listening to your ratings and where you're moving and that trajectory you're moving forward in, we want to stand on the shoulders of that work and build forward. It's all about continuous improvement. We'll be using design thinking, and we talked about that when we were discussing the backward design. And then this is really key, that so often when we are planning in organizations, we do really nice plans, but we forget to make it actionable. And that is so key and so important to this work. I see lots of heads nodding. So that's the guiding principles that we'll be working with.
All right. Now you're gonna.
Bueno, el trabajo que van a estar haciendo con nosotros vamos a analizar los recursos que tenemos, vamos a ver nuestras responsabilidades de todos, a todos niveles, con el superintendente. Sistemas en play. Lo que, como trabaja esto, es lo que le llaman el backwards design. ¿Qué es lo que queremos? ¿Qué es lo que esperamos para el futuro de nuestros hijos? ¿Qué es lo que queremos? Con esa visión empezamos y después determinamos el plan que vamos a hacer, y este plan va a ser un plan de 5 años. Y esto no es en un solo, de un día al otro que va a pasar, ¿verdad? Esto se va a tomar tiempo. Empezamos ahora en enero y en febrero, donde va a haber diferentes grupos. Quizás gente no pudo asistir hoy por trabajo, por cualquier razón. Van a haber otros grupos que también van a participar, y van a participar en diferentes maneras. Van a haber surveys, van a haber otras juntas para que todos se pasar, ¿verdad? Y lo más importante es lo que vemos aquí. Todo el enfoque es en nuestros alumnos. Todo va a ser para que es lo mejor para ellos, ¿verdad? Y ustedes como una comunidad tienen voz, todos tienen que estar en regla, tenemos que pensar en cómo es, y otra vez, con nuestros alumnos, ese es el resultado, lo mejor para ellos, y que hagan acciones que se puedan cumplir.
Good job. All right, so now we're going to move into the next part of the evening, where we're really going to focus the conversation on our students. This part is really where y'all are just really an audience. We're going to be having a conversation with these guys because they're who we're here for. So, if they're making you nervous, just look at me, or if you want to look at you. Or if you want to throw the ball to one of the elementary or middle school kids, you can do that too. Just a reminder, what Ms. Gina said earlier, if you guys hear a question that you have something you want to add on to, let us know so we can give you the mic, okay?
Let me just say, están un poco nerviosos porque hay mucha gente and they're not used to talking in front of a big crowd of people, right? But you know, you're going to be leaders. Okay.
And some of you are hands and you're going to want to hog the mic the whole time you have a share, okay? All right, my first question, it's easy. What are your hopes for your future?
Anybody want to answer that?
Así como van preguntando, están las preguntas en español en las pantallas. So, Isabela va a contestar la primera pregunta.
Hi, my name is Isabel Martinez. I'm a senior at Zapata High School, and my hope for the future is
my name is Salam Piña. Are to study to become a border patrol and just go from there, be a border patrol agent and keep working and bring up my rank up to be the best I can.
Does anybody else want to share?
My name is Tyler Yapsala. There's one again. Okay. What I want to be in 10 years from now, I want to be an engineer. And yeah, build my own house, be successful. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
My name is Kiana Villarreal. I'm a junior at Zapata High School, and 10 years in high school right now. As seniors, I can take my get my dental assistant certification and continue going through that through college.
Hi, my name is Alina Garcia and I'm a sophomore at Zapata High School. In 10 years from now, I hope to be a nurse, a labor and delivery nurse, and be successful.
And in 10 years from now, I mean, I'm barely 15, but I sort of figured out, I mean, I have pretty high hopes in the medical field, still be playing musical instruments and such, but mostly maybe something in surgery, but who knows, you know? I'm barely 15.
In 10 years, you'll be my age. If you're up close enough, you can see the growth.
Yeah, right.
I'm aging really well, okay? What are the ways you learn best?
Hi, my name is Derek Garcia, and I'm a sophomore at Zapata High School, and I feel the way I learn best in my classroom is in an engaging environment where my teachers work with me and I'm able to work with my friends.
want to share how they learn best?
Yes. How do you learn best? Our middle school. Here. How do you learn best? Hey, here. There you go.
And I learn best with hands-on or physical learning.
All right, so students, here's the thing with panels that we've always noticed. I want you to watch the audience. As students are talking, they're leaning in. They care so much about what you say. What you say is so very important. And you're the ones that are in our classrooms. You know exactly what's going on. And how fabulous to get this opportunity to get to share answers to these questions. So the minute you think of something, oh, I want to say that, okay? Raise your hand or grab a mic or wave at us or whatever, okay? All right, so what are the things that make you interested in school?
Some of the things that some of the things that I'm interested in school are the multiple opportunities we have. Like, one of my main things that keeps me interested in school is an extracurricular activity I do called FFA, and that really just
Things that make you interested in school? Can you tell me something about
Some of the things that keep me interested in school are learning about my favorite subjects. I like science and English the most, so having those classes and being able to choose classes like that with teachers that are nice and are going to help keep me interested.
Ice cream machine. That recess every 20 minutes. Recess cada 20 minutes. 20 minutes for learning or 20 minutes to play outside.
So some things that I think would be going on in an ideal school would be like multiple things that
So the conversation that they were kind of having here was about that there would be a lot of choice involved in their school. They got to pick the classes they were going to, they really catered to their interests and stuff like that. And what you guys
to their interests, right? So somebody said they'd like to have a hunting class, and they'd like to have different restaurants at the school, and so lots of choices for them to be able to pick and choose.
Y'all are doing great. You're doing super. All right, if you could decide what to do every day in school to prepare you for the future that you want, what would you be doing as a student if you could decide whatever Here's what I would have going on. You don't have to stay. Tell me what.
Omar Hernández, la respuesta, lo voy a decir en español. La respuesta de Omar Hernández es que él quiere usar las matemáticas y la ciencia para hacer, y la tecnología, en technology, para hacer cosas que les pueda ayudar a la gente, para hacerlos mejor, para que vivan mejor.
I mean, is this fine? I mean, everyone has their own future. Everyone's like, their own person. So, like, not everyone can abide by like the same classes. Obviously, like let's say you wanted to be a news reporter or something. There's not really a class for that. Like, I'd say like more specific oriented classes for different kinds of jobs, like more diversity and opportunities for more specified things. Like, instead of like everyone takes the same blah 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 class, how about like specific classes for specific things instead of a huge to be a news reporter? Or what did you do in high school to help that? I don't know. So like, what if there was something, like a little bit more backing for kids that want to do things that may not have that opportunity simply because we don't have classes for that and such.
Having science-based classes throughout the entire of my school career would probably help me, and learning real-life skills and financial literacy would probably be best, since I'm going to college and I realized everything's expensive, so learning those things and skills would be beneficial.
And like, going on to what Lucas said, like, I want to be a lawyer when I grow up, so maybe I could, like, the school could provide more, like, experiences at school. Like, I can go to the courthouse, here's court cases, so I can get better prepared for my future. And then papers and such to get more prepared for the future.
Without saying any names, and I want to hear from an elementary. Without saying any names, describe the ideal teacher.
What do they do? Teach. Okay.
Determined and has a patience for us and wants to like help us, make the time out of their day to help us, and is always engaged with her students, and yeah, has a patience, like I said, and yeah. And I want to give a little shout out to Ms. Jackson for helping me getting masters on my history test.
Well, the consensus at this table is that they love learning by doing it in game style. All right, so they like playing games and learning math. We talked about that. And then one of them talked about how wonderful, how much their teachers help them and support them, and that's what they think is so super. Did I leave out anything, gang? Y'all did a great job of conversation here. Beautiful.
My name is Zapata, and my ideal teacher would be nice, helpful, and respectful.
Very good. Students are doing incredible and thinking so hard. Okay, now let's go a little bit further with this, because I know I've met many of your teachers. They are fabulous and fantastic, right? So what do teachers need to be doing to help you prepare for the future that you want? Think about, and I heard a student, even in high school, say, you know, they're not sure exactly what they'll be doing, but they kind of know the things they're interested in, right? So the things that really interest you, you're passionate about, you really care about, and think about that could be a career I could go into in the future. What could teachers do to be helping you to get there? It really helps. Rosalie's talking about how it helps her to have understanding when her teacher really, especially with math, is what we said, with mathematics, when they really help her by breaking it down and understand that mathematics. Is that right? Great, Rosalie. Thank you so much.
They understand it. Like if a it's a whole classroom, but maybe if there was like a little bit more focus into what they're talking about, and instead of just telling the whole class and that's it. So just individually pay attention.
That's a good one. This is our last question. And this one is, I'm wondering about Dr. T.
I'm new. I'm new.
So she's new, so how can she give her job better? Frame this question. Are there any things about the education system that you would change if you were the superintendent?
So we actually had this conversation back in September when we met, and some of the things that they expressed to me that they would like to see change is we talked about discipline, and we talked about attendance, and we talked about school safety, and they were very, very invested in seeing changes for the better so that we have safe environments where there are drug-free zones. Who don't behave in class, and because it takes away from the learning environment. So they did talk about that and wanting to make sure that they had safe schools where they could learn and be comfortable and not be afraid to go into the restroom or to go to the cafeteria or to be alone anywhere on campus because there was a high degree of respect and safety. So they did talk about that early on. So thank you guys.
Y'all did a great job. I would have never even guessed you were as nervous as you guys let me know whenever we got started. So, community, let's give this student panel a big hand. Into that. The next piece is where we're going to start to look at that community input and really start to answer a lot of questions as a community and have some discussions. I just want to say before I forget, as we move into that piece, we want to keep in mind all the things that our students just shared out to help frame our thinking for that part.
Okay, let's come back together. And now it's time for you to be our panel. And how we're going to respond to this, if you'll look on the screens, either screen, you see a link down at the bottom that you can use if you have a device that you'd like to put that link in. Or if you want to use your camera on your phone and scan up at the scan and then pull up the survey. So we're going to give you just a moment to pull up that survey. So you've got it handy. Let us know if you're struggling.
The other option is if you just want to sit and soak this in while you're here, the link is going to be shared out by the district again later, and you'll be able to fill it out at a later time as well. You can also just take a picture of this and go back to it at the end of the session if you want to fill it out that way as well.
We do encourage you to go ahead and grab a picture of this just in case, even if you're doing it online and get disconnected, that way you've got the information. Also, it's a great way to share with your neighbors and friends who might not be able to be here too. For instance, I'm sure in this room, I think I've even talked to a few of you, that there are teachers who are also parents, right? So you can mark both of those things. That's wonderful. All right, now I'm going to use just a little code here to try to help us move along because this is a great, wonderful, big audience, and we love that. So let's practice something. When I raise my hand like this, if you see me raise my hand, would you join me in raising my hand? And that signals that we're kind of ready to bring it back together. I want you to finish your sentence. Don't let it interrupt what you're saying, because we'll be talking at our table soon. But if I raise my hand, you see me, you help me kind of signal to folks that we're coming back together to go to the next question.
Cuando ya vamos a venir todos otra vez juntos, cuando Ms. Gina levante su mano, nosotros también, vamos a terminar lo que estamos practicando en el grupo y luego nos vamos a enfocar en la persona que está hablando para continuar.
Okay, so here's your first question. What will shape the future of education in the next 20 years? So if you'll answer that question. Students, you as well can be answering these.
A continuación, ¿cree usted que determinarán el futuro de la educación en los próximos 20 años? ¿Qué va a afectar la educación en los próximos 20 años?
All right, now at your table, just as Eli said, thank you. Just as Eli said, at your table, would you now have conversation around that? What will shape the future of education in the next 20 years? You know, at one time, we only took field trips when we went in person, right? We only took a student who's maybe taking a field trip, but they're right in the classroom. And they're getting to enjoy, maybe it's a museum. Who knows, or it might be, it could even be some
If you'll take 30 seconds to wrap up your table talk. If you'll come back together now. Thank you. A couple minutes at your table to have a discussion and answer the question. What are your highest hopes for your student or students as a result of their time in school? Students spend anywhere from 15 to 30,000 hours in their educational career in a classroom. When your kids were born, you had hopes for them, but your highest hopes weren't that they finished middle school or that they just graduated from high school. You had actual hopes and dreams for them. What were they? They weren't the most basic things. Neighbor at your table and share that hope and dream. Take about 1 minute to do that.
Your cousin? No, I'm fine. I have to change my cousin's diaper. She was looking at my and like this.
Question 9.
Remember, as you're having the discussions, it could influence how you want to answer, and you could go back and change your answer.
I'm on 7. You know what? They should pick 3. Well, look how many answers there are.
Thank y'all for helping me. I know it's a big room. All right, we ready for the next question? Love the lively conversation. So in today's context, what are the most important skills for all of our students to possess so that they can be successful, certainly in school, but also in life? So in today's context, let's think about what all has been going on in our context, in our world. Okay, we've had COVID, right? We've had division in our country. I mean, lots of things are affecting the context of our work. So in today's context, what are the most important skills for all?
You should always know how to eat. And you should always know how to be taller and not short. No, but you're little and you're tall for
If you'll come back to me. Education to be more of a personalized and flexible learning experience. As the student panel talked earlier, they talked about students had to say, go ahead and answer this question. We're not going to have any table talk for this question so that we can keep moving forward. So just take 1 minute to answer the question in the survey.
Well, why would we know? The only interesting thing that one of my buddies said, and I don't answer them, and I have a random knowledge, and I have a Chicago next time. And I also have like and they also have horses. So cute. Horses are cute. I love dogs and they just like so cute. The worst animal to ever live is your Chihuahua. Oh, geez, that's what I said. The Chihuahua is so cute.
We're going to kind of move along. If you'll just jump in and answer. What are you able to prepare learners for the what additional skills do you think they need? All right, answer please.
I have no one went to that. No. Why did you think that was all?
Go ahead and take about 30 seconds to wrap up that conversation.
Joshua, come on.
If you'll come back to me in 3, 2, 1. We're going to shift our thinking to leaders now. What are the most important skills for leaders to possess to guide educators and prepare their learners? And prepare learners. If you'll just take 30 seconds to complete the survey.
You're older than me. I have to do no. Wait. Yes, I told
All right, so in schools, you know, we have a lot of systems. We've got grading, we've got schedules, we've got how the teachers learn their curriculum, and systems need to change so that we're ready for the future. What school systems need to change? The bell structure. Our calendar.
Seconds to wrap up that question. We talked a lot about technology tonight. With regard to technology, to support today's learning, how should technology be used or improved? During the pandemic, technology and so now the classroom has to look different. So taking from, I was a principal during the pandemic, and I used to tell my teachers all the time, we take what we knew was best, we take what we know to be best right now.
Okay, we're not saying that all testing in school is bad. We're not saying that the state testing is bad, because it has a purpose. But how do we measure standardized tests, okay? Beyond the STAR test. Some of you probably took tests, some of you probably, right? I'm seeing some folks nodding their heads. So yeah, so how might we measure effective?
Take about 20 seconds to wrap it up, and I will move to the last question. It takes a village to raise a kid. It takes big shift in education over the last 5 years to lean into our community schools. Our schools exist to serve. Take about 10 seconds to wrap up filling out your response and your conversation, and then ask you to all come back to If you'll come back to me so that we can wrap up the night.
It's mine.
I know it's been a long evening. We heard a lot from our students. We heard some really valuable voices for them. We've asked you for some feedback, and we're going to take all of this information and gather this data, and then we'll work with the design team and the create team to then move forward in the process. But your voice and your involvement is going to be key for this strategic design to be successful and for it to serve your community well. And so there are ways for you to be involved and participate in this process moving forward. There's this online survey, you just completed it. You may have friends or family who weren't able to attend tonight, so sharing that with them to continue to gather more data is going to be really valuable. We're going to be seeking that design team work. Communication is forthcoming on how you can join that team. Communicating what happened tonight with your friends and neighbors is another way you can get involved, and inviting others to be a part of that process as well. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to Dr. T to wrap us up and do some more prizes.
All right. First of all, thank you all. Thank you so much for your participation. I walked around to the different tables, lots of great conversation. And what's interesting is that all the different tables that I walked to, you all were talking about the same things. You want kids to be successful. You want your kids to have skills for the real world. We talked about our kids don't know how to sign their name. They don't know about bank accounts and how to go to the post office and some of these things. And so you talked about some of those very fundamental things that we want our kids to have in addition to technology and choice and all of those good things. So thank you so much for everything that you did tonight. Thank you all for being here. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of this group. Very proud of the campuses for their efforts. they were telling me that they've been going to different districts. They went to a district, and believe me, this is like, to me, it's like, wow. Because we think about the north, and we think about how involved parents are up north, and maybe not so much down here in the south of Texas. But Eli was in Cambridge, Massachusetts. And they had an event like this. 10 people showed up. Look at this room. This is the biggest group that they've ever had. So great job. Great job. I want to, before I start drawing, I know you all want your prizes, but I want to thank everybody now. I want to thank all the people that helped get all of this together. How about a shout out for our technology crew? Excellent job for our technology crew. Another round of applause for our beautiful students. They're awesome. Our board of trustees is always so supportive of us and everything that we're doing. The ideas, well, maybe not all of them, but so far we're going good. We don't want to forget also all of these tables and chairs and all the things. Our maintenance crew, awesome. Round of applause for them. They never fail. They're always available to help in all the things that we're doing in central office. So thank you all very much for all of the community members that are here. And it was a great event. So here we go. We're going to draw. I got 18. So get your tickets out. Look at your numbers.